Good morning, YouTube, BookTube. This is Johnny. I looked a little bit ago. It's been 22 hours since I made a video. And, sometimes I've mentioned countless times in my videos that I have an online diary, Crooked Fingers, and I've been doing it since March of 2001. And sometimes I sit down at the computer and I have an archive. You can look at every single year, every single month, and every single day of the last, 22 years I've been on LiveJournal. And when I first started making videos, I noticed I made a lot of videos throughout the week. When I first got into BookTube, I did the tags and the other things. And then I realized that my reading life is a lot different from BookTube. I just can't follow a regiment, or I think I basically lived my life the way I feel. I'm a mood reader. I do have a certain kind of routine that I've mentioned. I like routine. I'm a creature of habit. I don't like being busy. I don't like appointments. I just basically want to be left alone now that I'm an old man. It's too stressful. Well, when you live the way I've lived for so many years, it's kind of difficult to break it. You you get into your own little groove, your own little private world. And I'm self-contained. I mean, I have a wonderful family. I have wonderful children who are married. I have grandchildren. I have a wonderful wife. I have a wonderful life. And it's very comfortable. And it's right now, I mean, you don't know about tomorrow. You just pray that if tomorrow something bad was to happen, that God would give you the grace to bear it. So I'm always kind of like, like my wife just mentioned me this morning that another nurse died in the last couple of months. 3 nurses that my wife has known in her work life when she was a nurse. My wife retired from nursing 3 years ago. That 3 of those nurses have died. One died of cancer recently. One had a tragic accident in her house and fell down the basement stairs and never woke up again in the hospital. And one just died. We don't know how she died. So we don't know about when death will come. We don't know when tragedy will strike. I mean, you just don't know, but you pray that if those dark times will come, that the Lord will give you the grace to bear it. And that life is very short. We're here for a moment, and then we're in eternity. That's just a fact. I mean, you can't escape death. You can't escape the day of judgment. You can't escape the resurrection from the dead. You just can't. It's just the way it is. I like there's this one verse I like here. If I can find it here. I was thinking about it. It says in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16, "Therefore we do not lose heart, even though our outward man is perishing, yet the inward man is being renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we do not look at the things which are seen, but the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal." So I'm always praying, Lord, help me see those things that are eternal, that eternal weight of glory. And this life is but a light affliction compared to the eternal weight of glory. So anyway, the point is, I wake up this morning. It is December the 15th, 2022. It's 8:47 in the morning. My wife went out for breakfast with a very close friend of hers that she's known longer than me. We've been married going on 45 years. She's known her friend probably 50 years. So life goes by. Life is temporal. There's eternity. There's death. There's judgment. There's hell, and there's heaven. That is reality that constantly presses upon my brain when I get up every day. So I'm writing in my diary. I'm on page 1102. We're coming to the end of the year 2023. We're in the middle of the month. And this is a Friday, so I thought I'd do a Friday reads. Last night I emptied my to-be read pile. I emptied my study. I was just getting overwhelmed with all kinds of stuff I was reading. And I was getting kind of saturated in my brain. And I've been saying over and over again, I'm kind of out of it. I just feel kind of like, out of it. I can't really focus. So what I do is I read in the mornings. I write in my diary. My wife and I, we have our devotions and we pray. And then I read and I write. And then in the afternoons I just kind of sit. And it's been kind of nice lately because the sun is out, which helps my inner man, my spirit, not feeling so heavy and depressed. So, but in the morning, I said the rest of this month of December and going into January, I'm just going to focus on reading The Decades by Henry Bullinger. I showed you this is volume 1. And these are in the mornings in the New Testament Theology. I've read almost half this already by Eckhard. Schnabel. So I'm just going to focus on these in the mornings. And I got in the mail yesterday, I started reading last night, The End. It's a novel by, I think he was born in Romania. His name is Attila Bartis, and this is translated from the Hungarian by Judith Sollosy. Yeah, I like these archipelago books. I ordered another novel written by him, Used. I like archipelago books. I've shown them over the years. So I'm just going to read this. I'm going to take a break from The Monument Maker and other books and just read this and read that and write my diary and just try to stay focused. I got in the mail the new Cat Power. Cat Power sings Dylan. Cat Power sings Dylan, the 1966 Royal Albert Hall concert. She sings those very famous Bob Dylan songs that he sang at that. On this, let me see. It says, "She belongs to me, fourth time around. Visions of Johanna. It's all over now. Baby blue. Desolation Row. Just like a woman. Mr. Tambourine. Tell me, Mama, don't believe you. Baby, let me follow you down, just like a Tom Thumb Blues, leopard skin pill box hat. One too many mornings, ballad of a thin man like a Rolling Stone." So I got that. So that's basically it. I don't really much, like I said. I'm just kind of out of it. I still have this cough. I've had it for a month at least. So I've been making these videos called Vlogmas, and they're kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like I make videos that manifest my state of being, which means I'm kind of out of it. I make videos at the drop of a hat. There's no planning, there's no rhyme or reason to them. It's just kind of, like I've always said, I'm kind of spontaneous. I don't like to rehearse. I don't like to edit. I don't like to be what I'm not. I just like to do what I feel like doing. And maybe that has some drawbacks to that. Maybe I should plan, have a script before me and not just go out there and fling out all this stuff, but do it in a manner that makes some kind of sense. But to me, it's kind of like you have to put everything together. My videos, my online diary, my photos, my videos, and they kind of have some kind of cosmic flow to them, or some kind of manifestation of my own reality. So that's what I try to do. I try to be, because I think there's some kind of mystical poetry and all that. There's some kind of beauty that begins to shine forth amidst all the chaos. So yeah, today is December the 15th. It is 8:54 in the morning. My wife is gone. I have no plans today. I'm going to read some Henry Bullinger. I'm going to write in my diary. I mess with the computer. I'm not going to go anywhere. And I usually read stuff like that in the evening. I don't know what I'm going to read in the afternoons. I have no idea. Lately it's been really difficult to read in the afternoons. About 1 o'clock I just feel kind of blah. So I sit and I like the sunshine because I can sit and just look around at the blue sky and the sunshine and the warm weather. I don't feel like going anywhere. Yeah, I'm trying to find some non-fiction to read. I have fiction, I have Christian books. I don't really know what to read as far as non-fiction. Last couple of days I was reading that Puritan reprint by Robert Bolton. I don't know why I got into that. It didn't make sense. I read it for almost 2 days, and to the point where I just realized I can't live like a 17th century English Puritan. I'm too sinful, I'm too fallen. I'm not perfect, I'm a mess. And so I put that away, put it back down on the lower level. I could just read the Bible and pray, or I did start reading St. John the Cross in the dark night in the afternoons, but I've read that so many times and plus I have so much Reformed theology in my mind these days that it's hard to read something that's Roman Catholic. Because Bullinger is always criticizing Roman Catholicism, popery. So I don't know. So I thought I'd just make a Friday Reads, tell you what I've been, start reading this. I got this in the mail yesterday. And writing in my diary. On page 1102. I haven't been able to listen to any music. I got this in the mail and I haven't even listened to it. Well, I have it on MP3 I listened to about a week ago. And I'll read this among the Apostles' Creed. From thence he shall come to judge the quick and the dead. And I'll read New Testament theology probably tomorrow, if I'm still in the land of the living. So yeah, if you see, I know my videos have been kind of crazy the last week, and they don't make sense, because I don't feel like making sense. I just feel I know, maybe it's the end of the year, it's December. I get kind of overwhelmed because December is always the end of everything. And like I said, people are dying around us. My wife, 3 nurses that she knows has died. Somebody that we know, that I used to read this guy's blog here in Holland. He's a little older than me, and he's dying. My wife took some food over to them yesterday, and he's now in hospice, and he's dying. And I read his blog for years, and so yeah, death is all around. The end of the year, the war in Israel and Palestine, Ukraine, the Russians, global warming. Washington, D.C. is an insane asylum. It's just, like I said, I feel like I'm living in a madhouse, insane asylum. I feel like an alien. This world, I just don't belong in this world anymore. There's nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. So all you can do is pray, read the Bible, hunker down, wait for the second coming of Christ. So I hope you had a good reading week. I hope you have a good weekend. I'm just going to download this video. I just have decided just to let it all hang out. It doesn't make sense. I don't make sense. But I'm always writing, I'm always reading, no matter what state of being I am, no matter how bad I feel, or how blown out, or how sick of everything, or disgusted, or... Now, one thing I don't ever feel, I never feel boredom. I mean, I'm very content in my present state of existence. I'm very blessed. I have a roof over my head. I have a toilet that works. I got water that's clean. I got heat. I can hear the furnace right now. I live in a quiet neighborhood. There's no gun violence. There's no druggies selling drugs in the corner. There's no trash in the streets. There's no secret police. There's no bombs falling on my town. So I'm blessed. I have a wonderful life. And I'm just amazed at God's goodness, His grace, mercy, and love. I know the gospel. I know Jesus Christ. I know I'm forgiven of my sins. I have the hope of eternal life. And I just have to keep praying, keep seeking the Lord, and just pray for grace not to flip out. So this is going on 20 minutes. I'm rambling. Old men ramble. I ramble. I know, I'm sorry. But like I said, I just believe in, hey, this is who I am as a bookworm, as a person who keeps a diary, who's just going down the narrow way, seeking to live a holy life, seeking to be a good neighbor, a good husband, a good papa, a disciple of Christ, a lover of God, a pilgrim, a stranger in a foreign land. So I'll sign off. Thank you for the comments. Thank you. I hope you're all doing well in this crazy world. I know life is hard. Life never gets any easier. There's always something to deal with. But live a life of prayer. Go to Jesus. Cast all our burdens on Him. Until next time, bye.